Hey guys, I'm wondering at what point will Lagena realize that she's being used
Allegedly.
to the fullest? Because the last time we saw where Jaguar, I think they were in Phoenix, Arizona, and she wanted to go across the street to get something. It was $40. She needed $40, and she was turning to Lagena, her cash app, because she knew she had the money in the account. Now we're seeing it again. And this is just public. I'm wondering what goes on behind the scenes. How much money is she getting out of this young woman? Now, the car, to get the car out of impound, it was $340.29. We also see at the bottom here on the receipt that Lagena signed her name, Angela Owusu, and she must have used her real ID, because you gotta show ID. Your driver's license is gonna have your real name. I'm sure she showed that and some other document that had her real name. So she's not that crazy to insist that she's Lagena Gold when she's conducting business. She knows good and well that she is Angela Owusu. If she was, as she claimed, the daughter of Aaliyah and R. Kelly, she would have never signed Angela. So the jig is up. This young lady knows her real identity, but she puts on this act to make money. She's intending on making money by doing all of this. But Jaguar is using her in the process. She's squeezing and bilking every penny out of her. It's like, you can't get blood out of turnips, they say, or from a rock. But let me tell you, she's getting the blood out, okay? Because we saw when she was in Arizona wanting that $40 to go across the street and get something, and she turned to Lagena. Here again, she wants her car out of impound. She turned to Lagena now. That's a big bill. $340.29. She has no conscience. This is a person who is medically ill. But yet, she's coming after that money because Goomba isn't there anymore for her to get that money out of him. So now she's turning to Lagena. A little sidebar here. I'm wondering, all these hotel stays, like the one they just were at in Shreveport where they were at poolside, I'm wondering whose name was on that bill and who paid that bill. But I think Lagena is going to wake up. She's going to wake up sooner than later. She's going to realize all her little money is being siphoned off little by little to fund this woman's lifestyle. And yes, I do believe that's why Lagena is really around, still around Jaguar, is to get that money out of her. Because Jaguar's money goes up in smoke. Always smoking the reefer and the marijuana. Allegedly. This is all alleged. We see her smoking cigarettes all the time. And she did admit to smoking marijuana. And if you got a drug problem, then you're going to run through your money. And when you start running through your money, you're going to start running through other people's money. I don't know if this woman got a drug problem or not, but she said she and her husband, Gerald, smoke marijuana laced with fentanyl. And I do know fentanyl is highly addictive. Now, this is all alleged. So if she is continuing to smoke fentanyl laced marijuana, then she's not going to have money in her hands. So Lagena's family has given up all hopes in getting her back or bringing her back to Detroit. I guess they figured she's going to learn her lesson the hard way, because sometimes people got to learn the hard way. And I think Lagena is beginning to learn her lesson and learn it very well, because by the time Jaguar is through with her, she is going to be penniless. Allegedly. Because remember, she said she had money in her account, her savings account, when she bailed Jaguar right out of jail. Now, I know Jaguar peeped that and said, wait a minute, you got money in your account all this time and you sitting down and I am paying for all the meals and you sitting down on me, looking me dead in the face like if you ain't got nothing, I'm feeling sorry for you. I'm paying for all the meals. I got you living here for free. I'm going to buy you stuff for you to wear, fresh clothes. And you sitting there with money in your account, knowing that I ain't got no food, knowing that I'm ready to prostitute myself for a plate of food. And now you're going to bail me out and said you had money in your savings account all this time? Okay, sister girl, I got something for you. So now Jaguar is just taking as much as she can when she can get it out of her.
Allegedly.
Now we see, case in point, with the towing service here, where Jaguar said, I ain't got it. Lagena, pay the bill. That's pretty much what she did. She paid the bill. So the lesson here for Lagena Gold is that you cannot out-hustle a hustler. Game, peep game. You don't think Jaguar saw you coming a mile away, honey? You figure you're going to go there and you're going to put on this big show and this big act that you're the daughter of Aaliyah and R. Kelly, and Jaguar is going to fall for it and bring you in to her little circle, and everything is going to be on her. You're going to have a free ride while you save that SSI check? Oh, no, honey. You set yourself up. So she thought she was going to use Jaguar, and she's the one who ended up getting used. So in a way, I don't feel sorry for her. I really don't. I think she needs to learn her lesson. This is the real world out there. This is how things go in the real world. She needs to put on her big girl panties, and she needs to suck it up that she's been had. She's been bamboozled. So now, I just think it's a matter of time that she moves out of there when she realizes it's going to be cheaper for her to live on her own than to live with Jaguar, because she ain't going to have no money in her bank. When she looks one day, she looks up and she checks her account, it's going to say zero balance. And that's when she's going to realize it's time for her to get the hell out of Dodge. Jaguar said that she got her car out. She came and got her car out. Now, the mistake she made was when she told Lagena to show the receipts to the folks. Show them. Lagena showed the receipts, honey. And we see Lagena's signature, Angela Owusu. And we see the amount of money, and we see the time. Early in the morning. Now, she said she didn't get her car. Well, we don't know that, because this was so early in the morning. The time on the bottom of the receipt says 10:32 a.m. And we see right above that, Angela signed her name, Angela Owusu. So a lot of folks are saying the car probably was sitting right outside of the gate for her to just drive off. She just doubled back and acted a fool in front of the window. This is all alleged. So she can get clicks and views for her YouTube channel, instead of her going to some gig and singing, because she can still sing. So this video is called The Financial Exploitation of Lagena Gold, because that's what I see. But Lagena Gold is so happy to be around Jaguar that she can't see the forest from the trees. Someone dropped it in my comments and she said, oh, Lagena wasn't talking this way before, all this money talk that she's doing. She's getting it from Jaguar. But guess what? She have no choice than to talk money, because that's all Jaguar is doing. She's bleeding her dry.
Allegedly.
So if Jaguar is taking her money in one hand, she got to talk money in the left hand to get money coming in. Because if you know somebody's taking your money constantly, then you got to have your source of income coming in. So that's why now she is all about the Benjamins. When she gets on social media, she's talking about Cash App now. She's going to get on the YouTube streets, the YouTube channel, and continually perpetrate this fraud that she's got going on. All these stories she makes up to bring sympathy, and always asking people to donate to her Cash App. But guess what? I need a donation myself. Jaguar, right? Can you donate to my Cash App? How about that? Drop $1. Somebody's going to be sympathetic and send you some money. Not everybody is going to say, oh no, Jaguar is just a scammer. Lagena Gold is just a scammer. There's always one or two people out there who are going to say, you know what, I'm in their corner. I don't care what people say. I'm going to send them money. There's always that person. So yes, folks, if you get out there and act a fool like Jaguar, you say you got all these millions in the Swiss bank, and you ask for money, somebody's going to send you money. So she learned a thing or two from Jaguar if you cry to these folks. So I don't know what it's going to take for Lagena Gold to wise up. She is there now, living with Jaguar as a family member. She's part of the family. So she's not going back to Detroit. But she's being exploited at the same time. Now, we the public from the outside looking in, we can see where the advantage is happening. But she don't see it as advantage being taken on her. She looks at this as if she is coming to the rescue, Jaguar's rescue, because Jaguar is being beaten up by so many people. I think in one of those videos she said that she paid for Jaguar to get out of jail because she didn't belong there. And it's unfair. And people have done worse than her, and it's out of jail. So that's why she paid. So this time around with the car, I'm sure she got a reason why she paid for the car being out of impound. Now, currently, I don't think she wants to change her situation. I think she's quite happy being exactly where she is. So Lagena is getting a check from the state. Is Sam getting a check also? Because we know he has some disabilities. Is he getting a check? And if so, what's going on with his money? Jaguar's mother is getting a check because she is, I believe, retired. So she's getting a Social Security check. So it's a lot of money coming in. So the question is, why were they unable to maintain an apartment? Even if the apartment is $2,000, there was more than enough money coming in to maintain that apartment. According to Gerald, they got an eviction notice. Now the question is, this new apartment, is it in Lagena Gold's name or the mama's name? Because Jaguar don't seem to put anything in her name, allegedly. Or maybe Lagena and the mama signed for the apartment. What about the car? Did Sam's name go on that car? Because Jaguar told Sam's father that she bought him a car for, I think, $22,000 or $24,000. So did she put his name down on the car and then declared that she bought him a car when in fact it was her car? When Gerald was there, his check for $1,800 or $1,900 a month was going towards the bills. Jaguar said she paid all the bills and Gerald didn't pay anything. Well, now we know that's not true. We know that's not true. Because all these other people are getting checks from the government. Gerald, Lagena, Sam, and Jaguar's mother. But guess who is not getting a check from the government? This is all alleged. Because she's never said she's getting a check from the government. So I'm presuming she's not getting a check from the government. But everybody else is getting a check. So guess who is paying the bills? Not Jaguar, right? All these other people. Because according to Jaguar, her Philadelphia is still not on the ground. It's still a work in progress. So she's not making money off of that. Her YouTube channel, I think she just really started to concentrate on putting content on it. She was really giving out free information before. All these other content creators were getting free information. And now I notice she's putting it on her YouTube channel. So she should be getting a check from YouTube. If she was getting singing gigs where she's performing every weekend or every other weekend, you know, I would say, yeah, she has steady income coming in. But I don't see the steady income except for YouTube, the YouTube money, the YouTube checks, and the cash apps that she begs people to send her. Send her $1. Just send me $1. She's always begging for money. That's where I think the bulk of her money comes from, begging for people to send money to her cash app. allegedly. But to exclude everyone else and to say that they're not contributing is a false narrative. All these other people's money is going into the upkeep of the running of that apartment. But I do recall her saying that Lagena Gold was going to get an apartment of her own. But now that seems to be something they're not discussing anymore because she said Lagena is taking care of her mama. And in my mind, I'm thinking that, oh yes, how convenient. You are looking at another way of getting money out of this young woman. If she lives at you and your mama's house, she got to pay rent. Because any place she goes, she going to be paying rent. So that's getting money out of her. So Lagena Gold thought this was going to be a free ride and she was going to pull the wool over Jaguar's eye. But honey, by the time Jaguar is finished with her, she's going to wish she had stayed in Detroit and she's going to reclaim that family that she's dissing. She's going to say, oh yeah, they're my family. So folks, drop it in the comment section. Do y'all think Lagena Gold is going to wise up and smell the coffee? Another thing I want to talk about is this urn, these ashes. Because one of my subscribers brought it up. Her name is Connie McIntosh. Big up to Connie McIntosh. She pointed out something that's very important about these ashes. She said, the car went up in flames, so how come Jaguar still got the ashes when the ashes were always kept in the car? I smell a rat. Something ain't clean in the buttermilk honey. What in the world? What in tarnations? It's very suspect that Gerald left the car and the car was caught on fire and destroyed. Now the blaze that you all see is the blaze that Jaguar and Goomba posted of their car going up in fire. But that type of intensity of fire, nothing is going to survive, okay? Whatever the urn was in that car, whether it was wooden, it would burn and the ashes would be spread all over the ground. And they're not going to scoop that up, not with all that debris of the car amongst the ashes. And if it was a metal urn, because people don't have metal urns, they have wooden urns or ceramic. If it was ceramic, it would explode. If it was metal, it would pop open and just explode and hit the ceiling or hit the air, and there goes the ashes. Same scenario, they would have to scoop the ashes up. And who is going to find the ashes among all the debris of the car remnants? So the story have never made sense. And when you look at it now that I'm re-examining the story, it really does not make sense. It just points to one direction and one direction only. If Jaguar have possession of the urn, and she does currently, the remnants of her son's body, half of the body or most of the body was spilled in front of the barbershop when she threw it on patrons and rubbed the ashes on her face, and whatever was left is in the urn. She still have possession of that. How come it wasn't in the car? Because she says, her own words, she always keeps the urn in the car. So how come it did not get destroyed in the fire? When you dig a hole for someone, you got to dig one for yourself. Because she's trying to bury Gerald, but she's burying herself in the process. She called the police in Arizona on Gerald. All the police got to ask her is, we saw a video of you saying you always have the urn in the car. How come you got it in your person? Did you deliberately take it out of the car that one particular night because you knew it was going up in flames, Miss Jaguar, right? That one night, it was out of the car. Was it out of the car for a reason? And have her explain. Let her do her little explanation because she's implicating herself in this crime, this alleged crime. For some reason, conveniently, the day of the fire, the night of the fire, the ashes were out of the car. The inside was destroyed. So how come Jaguar still have the ashes to her dead son? Now, she can say, well, the ashes are already ashes. So if you burn it, it's still going to be ashes. She can say that. But if the ashes were in the car and the car caught a blaze, the ashes would be scattered because the container that's holding the ashes would go up in flames. So she would not be able to retrieve or even scoop up the ashes. Let's say the ashes had dissipated and it was all over the car because of the fire. She couldn't have scooped it up and put it back in a container. So deductive reasoning tells me that Jaguar had the ashes before that car went up in flames. She said she always keeps the ashes in the car. So how come this one night she had the ashes on her? That's food for thought, isn't it? If she's claiming that Gerald set the car ablaze, commit arson, then she's directly implicating herself. YouTubers, drop your comments. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you feel. Your girl wants to know. Inquiring mind wants to know. I'm over and out. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel and to this video. Thank you for watching.